Hi, this is Dan from Magic Pachinko Restorations, and this video is for one of my specific customers to show the end result of the restoration and the setup for the machine to get it ready to play. Right now it's sitting on the stabilization feet, and these are screwed to the bottom of the cabinet. This is quite stable now, won't tip over. When you get the machine, these will have been taken off. 3 screws on each one. You just line the screw holes back up and screw them back in, then you're all set. I'll show you on the back side, but I'm going to open this. I'll show you how to actually open this. This will give you a good look at the play field. As we discussed, the staining here is actually behind the play field. You can't get that off unless you decide to change the play field, which you opted not to do. So I got this surface as clean as possible. I then took a Dremel tool and scrubbed the tarnish off of the brass nails to make them look nicer. All of these parts that you see here were taken off the machine, completely cleaned, and then re-put back on the machine. I told you about the yellow stickers here, here, and I put a little piece right in there just to kind of match. The silver that was originally on the what's called the pay pockets, this center retraction and up in here, had all worn off, so I replaced that. This is your upper supply tray and ball handling mechanism. This gets really loaded with smoke residue and so on. They get very dirty, so that's all been taken off, completely cleaned, reassembled. All of these parts got taken off, got cleaned. You can see that the nails are shiny now, so everything is nice and clean the way it should be. The ashtray, when they refurbish these, when they bring them over from Japan and refurbish them, they take a can of spray paint and just hit it very quickly, and they don't even clean the ashtray, so they're pretty gross. So what I did is I scrubbed all of the junk that was in the ashtray under the paint, scrubbed all of that out, and then I repaint them with a chrome paint rather than a silver paint, so it gives them a little nicer look. So that's what we did that's what I did to the front of the machine. Now I'm going to turn it around and show you the back side of the machine and show you how to set it up. Okay, so that gives us a pretty good shot of the back side of the machine. So there is a 12-volt power supply here. This just plugs into a wall socket, and it's attached to your strip up here for power. You want to make sure these are nice and tight, like that. And I don't know if that'll reach or not, but I should have thought about getting an extension cord before I started the video. What I've done on the back side is from here to here, all of this was taken completely off the machine. The board gets sanded down so it's clean and smooth. All of this internally was taken apart so that everything is super clean. There's a lot of brass studs that things pivot on. They get very tarnished, so that's all been cleaned. Everything is clean on the inside, the outside. All of the plastic has been waxed so that it'll stay clean, and then reassembled. I didn't tear this down. This was in good shape. I cleaned it up a little bit, but it was in good shape. Everything here is fully functional now. Everything works. The electrical system that was on the machine was in good shape. Basically what I did is I replaced the bulbs. Now there's 3 bulbs. There's one here and there are 2 in here. I replaced them with 12-volt bulbs, and this is a 12-volt power supply. So when they light up, they're going to light up nice and bright, and they should last forever. You're just not putting that much stress and strain on the light bulbs, so they should last a good long time. So you're going to have, you told me you had about 300 pachinko balls, and that should be plenty. So a couple of things that you need to be aware of on the back side of the machine. Right here is a release latch. It pulls back, and when you pull that back, it releases the catches, and it allows you to swing the machine out from this frame. Now you don't want to. You typically won't be doing that. That's essentially if you ever decided to put this into a cabinet, then you would have to be able to reach inside the cabinet, release this, and then swing it out. With it being freestanding like this, you have access to the entire back side, so you really don't have to worry about it. And that's where we talked about the lock. The locks just aren't in play anymore on the Pachinkos. The second thing you need to know about, and I'm going to cross over here, this is the release for your front door. And I'll show you when I swing the machine back around. But when you lift up, it will allow you to open the front door, and then you simply just push, and it locks it back down. If you were to put this in place like that, then you wouldn't. This just keeps the door from not being opened. That was something they would have used in Japan, but certainly not here. So that's how you open your front door, and this is how you open the case. Right here is what's called the ball dump release mechanism. There's a small hole on the front side of the machine. They would have put a poked through with like a little piece of wire, and when you do that, it pushes down on this, and you see this mechanism here move over. And what it would allow, if there's balls in here, when you push down on this, these swing out of the way, and it allows the balls that are in here to dump down and out of the machine. It's how you would get the balls out of the machine should you decide to do that. So what you want to do before you start, and I don't think this will change in shipping, but you want to make sure that these arms aren't going all the way up. For example, like that's all the way up. You want to make sure they don't go all the way up. They're being caught, so what will happen is the balls will come down and go through here into the jackpot chamber. So again, I don't think it'll change during shipping, but it's something you need to be aware of. Over on the other side is what's called, again I'm going to jump over, is called a jackpot chamber. And if you see the white plastic, it's on an angle this way, and that's the starting position. You don't want it to be on an angle this way. And if you look down here, there's a little rod that pushes up. So if that were down, you could push on the rod and it would bring it up. So that's the starting position, the first thing you want to look for. So you're going to take some of your pachinko balls. You said you had 300, you want to put 250, 275, or whatever. In other words, 99% of the balls are going to go in the upper hopper. So you just dump them in. A double row is formed. It goes down along here. This keeps them from jumping over each other. They turn around. This piece keeps them in line, and then 7 go on either side of the jackpot. So now you're ready to go. This weight transfer releases off of this switch, and if you can't see it, unfortunately. Oh, I don't have it plugged in. But when there was no weight on this, this would have been like that. It would have been pushing down on these leaves here, and it would have lit this light. So on this side, you see that light lit. It says, hey, I don't have any pachinko balls, assuming that you have it plugged in. Okay. All right, so this is all ready to go, ready to play. And I'll see if I can get this plugged in. No. Joe, can you give me an extension cord, please? So we'll get it plugged in just a second. The remainder of the balls are going to go into the upper hopper, and they'll feed down into the machine. Thank you. Okay, so I have your power supply plugged in. So now if I go back and hit this leaf switch, you'll see the pink lights light up over there. That would tell you that there's no balls in the machine, or not enough balls in the machine, okay? That only comes on during that condition. It's not a light that comes on and stays on. It'll come on and stay on until you put more balls in there. All right. Now, when you go to do this, the first time you launch, it doesn't do anything. It takes one cycle to get a ball inside the machine. So the second time you launch, it will launch a ball. And we got a winner. And that's what you'll see. You'll see your center jackpot light up, and you win a prize of 14 balls. So it's just a matter of letting it kind of roll off your thumb. And by changing the amount of downward pressure, you can kind of change the amount and how far the ball will actually fly to one side or the other. One thing that was missing on your machine, there should have been a piece of rubber in here for the ball to, it goes all the way over and hits. I replaced that, so that's all okay. But that's how your machine works. And you're certainly not going to win every time, but that's the object, is to try to get a winner. Okay. Now, the only thing that you're going to need, and I forgot to get one ready, but I know you want to get the machine back. It's just something like this. It's just I just use a little Tupperware thing. And if you look back here, you can see that the balls are falling out of the machine now. So it's just a matter of having something that's right there, and it will catch the balls as they fall out of the machine. If you have something wide enough, it's nice to have something here, because every once in a while a ball will drop out of here. So you want something as wide as from here to here to catch. And then the balls, and then eventually this will empty out. This light here will come on and stay on until you then take these balls, put them up here. It will shift the weight and turn that switch off. Okay, so that's pretty much the way your machine works. Certainly, if you have any questions, call me, and I hope you have fun with this for a long time. Thank you.